Hi students, welcome back to video classes. In the previous video, we have completed up to exercise 2.5. Now in this video, we learn how to multiply a decimal number by whole number and decimal number by decimal number. Now multiplication of decimal numbers. Multiplication of decimal numbers. While finding the multiplication of decimal numbers, first multiply them as whole numbers. So how like means first consider 0.2 into 0.9. So 0.2 is the one decimal number and 0.9 is the other decimal numbers. So while finding this multiplication, first multiply them as whole numbers by ignoring the decimal points. Suppose if you ignore the decimal point, what is this value? 2 and this is 9. 2 nines are how much? 2 nines are 18. By ignoring the decimal points, you multiply them as whole numbers. Then we got 18. Now you count the number of digits in the decimal part. How many digits are there in this one? 1. Here one decimal digit. In this decimal part only one digit is there. Here one is there. Total 2 digits. Now count the number of digits in the decimal part. 1, 2. 1 and 2. That means by adding 1 plus 1, how much? 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. Number of digits in the decimal part is 2. Now you count 2 digits from the right side. You count 2 digits from the right side and immediately you put one decimal point. Why? Because the number of digits in the decimal part are 2. 1 plus 1, 2. Now count 2 digits. 1, 2, put point. Immediately you put 1 point. And then in whole part there is no number. Therefore 0.2 into 0.9 is equal to how much? 0.18. 0.18. Let me explain again. Here this is 0.2 and this is 0.9. While multiplying the two decimal numbers, you multiply them as whole numbers. 2 nines are 18. 2 nines are 18. And then you count the number of digits in the decimal part. So 1, 2. So by adding these two, 1 plus 1, 2. Now count 2 digits. 1, 2. Immediately put the decimal point. Now 0.18 is the product of these two decimal numbers. So consider another example. This is the first one, and second one is now second one is say 1.4 into 1.5. Here how many digits are there? 1. Here 1. So count the digits. 1 plus 1. How many digits are there in decimal part? 2 digits are there. Now you multiply them as whole numbers. 14 15s are how much? 14 into 15, which is equal to 210. Why? Because 15 fours are 60. 15 fours are 60. 0 6 is there. 0 6 is there. 15 ones are 15 plus 6 21. That means 14 15s are 21. Now how many digits are there in decimal part? 2. Now count 2 digits from the right side. 1 2, put point. Therefore 1.4 into 1.5 is equal to 2.10. Similarly, so take another example. Say 1.25 into 1.5. So this is also same. First you count the digits in the decimal part. Here how many digits are there? 1, 2. Here how many are there? Only 1. 1 plus 2. So total 3 digits are there. Now you multiply them as whole numbers. 125 into 15. Ignore the decimal point. 125 15s are how much? 15 5s are 75. 7 is there. 15 2s are 30. 30 plus 7, 37. 3 is there. 15 1s are 15 plus 3, 18. So that means 125 into 15 is equal to 1875. Don't put commas. Don't put commas. Now, how many digits are there in decimal part? 3. Now you count 3 digits from the right hand side. Why? Because here we are multiplying decimal numbers, not whole numbers. Now count 3 digits from the right hand side. 1, 2, 3. Immediately you put 1 decimal point. Therefore, 1.25 into 1.5, which is equal to 1.875.
Go.
Now, multiplication of decimal numbers by 10, 100, 1000, etc. etc. Now, how to multiply the given decimal number by 10? Let me give one example. So, for example, 1.45 into 10, which is equal to how much? So, this is multiplication of decimal numbers by 10, 100, 1000, etc. etc. So here, if you observe this one, all these numbers are followed by zeros are followed by 1. 1 is followed by some zeros. Here 1, here 2 zeros, here 3 zeros, like that. Now 1.45 into 10, which is equal to, as we know that, we know how to write the given decimal number into the fractional number. So 1.45 means 145 by, we can write it as, so for this decimal point 1 and number of digits are 2, point after 1, 2 digits are there, right, 2 zeros, into 10, which is equal to how much? We can cancel 0 and zeros. Now 145 by 10, that is equal to, 145 by 10 means you divide this 145 by 10, how much you will get? See, 10 ones are 10, minus it 4, down 5, 10 fours are 40. So you know the division, down 5. Is there any digit to down? Nothing is there. So you put 1 point in the, what we call, this is called the dividend place. You put decimal point and you put as many zeros as you want. Now I want to put 1 0, point after 0. Now you put point and you down 0. Now 10 5s are 50. Now minus it. So which is equal to how much? 14.5. That means 1.45 into 10 is equal to how much? 14.5. So let me give one more example. Same. Multiply the same decimal number by 100 is equal to, so you write this decimal number as fraction number 145 by, for this point 1 and write 2 zeros. Why? Because 2 digits are there, into how much? 10. Here we are multiplying this number by 10 and the same number by 100. So of course in the third one we will multiply the same number by 1000. So just you observe the difference. Now we can cancel zeros, which is equal to how much? 145. That means 1.45 into 100 is equal to 145. Now like that you multiply the same number by 1000. So 1.45 means 145 by 100 into 1000, which is equal to, cancel 2 zeros. So 145 times are 1450. So here you observe the shift of the decimal point in the products. Here, this is the product of these two, and this is the product, and this is the product of these two numbers. You observe the shift of the decimal point in these products. Here, we are multiplying the decimal numbers by 10, 100, same decimal number, by 1000. In the product, we are getting the same digits, 1.43, 143, 145, sorry, 145, 145, 145. We are getting the same digits as 1, 4 and 5. Here, the products are, what are the products we got? Products are, what are the products we got? 14.5, 145, 1450. These are the products we got. To which side has the decimal point shifted? Can you tell me? So here 1.45 is there. In the product we got 14.5. To which side the decimal point has shifted? Towards left or right? Towards left or right? Here the decimal point has shifted towards right. The decimal point has shifted to the right by, suppose if you take this one, to the right by one place. So you move the decimal point towards right 1. Here by 100 means move the decimal point towards right by 2 digits. So 145 point. Here we are multiplying by 1000. You should shift the decimal point towards right by 3 digits. So 1, 2. What about the other digit? You can put 0. So like that, you shift the decimal point towards right by 3 digits. So therefore, when a decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100, 1000, etc., etc., the decimal point in the product is shifted to the right. You should shift the decimal point to the right. Here in 100, 2 zeros are there. So you should shift 2 places to the right. 1, 2. You should keep the decimal point after 5. So 145 point. See here, 1, 2 is there, 1.45. So you can write the same number as 1.450. Why? Because point after 0, no values. So which is equal to 1.45. Now here we are multiplying the same number by 1000. How many zeros are there? 3. Therefore you should shift the decimal point towards right 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. So you should keep after 0. That means when a decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100, 1000, the decimal point in the product is shifted to the right as many zeros as there are zeros, as many places as there are zeros over 1. Did you understand? So let me explain again. So when a decimal number, so let me write here. When a decimal number is multiplied by is multiplied by multiplied by 10, 100, 1000, what we will do? The decimal point in the product, decimal point in the product is shifted to the right or left? Right. Very important. Is shifted to the right by as many places, as there are zeros, over 1. You should shift the decimal point to the right as many places as there. Here, how many places are there? How many zeros are there? 2 zeros are there. So you should shift 2 places to the right. So 1.45 becomes 145. Why? Because we should keep the decimal point after 5. 1, 2. So 145. In the same way, 1.45 into 1000. In 1000, 3 zeros are there. In 1000, how many are there? 3 zeros are there. So you should shift the decimal point to the right 3 digits. But here, how many digits are there? 2. So we can keep 1 0. 1.45 or 1.450, both are same. So now we shift the decimal point to the right 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. Therefore, 1450. So like that. So like that, we can multiply the decimal numbers by 10, 100, 1000, etc., etc. So, okay students, we'll stop here. In the next video, we'll start the 2.6 exercise based on this topic.